Okay, while we're setting up this last light, we can be talking a little bit about what we're getting ready to do. We've gone through the other 5 aspects. You guys eventually got around to figuring out what they were, but I will tell you, if you want to learn lighting, these are the 6 things you've got to focus on. You're not going to understand it, you're just going to be flailing at it until you recognize every time you start to light, you got to think about those 6 things. So the one thing we've got left is color. We have 2 approaches, 2 things we have to talk about in terms of color. One is corrective, and the other is artistic. We're going to start with corrective. Light comes in different colors. We don't always notice this because there's a thing called color constancy, which is a characteristic of our eyes and our brains that adjusts to different colors of light, which is why when you walk outside, even though the sun is a very blue light, you don't see it as being blue. It looks normal. By the way, color constancy is thought to be one of the reasons, the way our brains adjust color based on our own preconceptions, one of the reasons why some of you see a black and blue dress and some of you see a white and gold dress. Do you everybody remember the dress from a few years back?
Yes.
Right? That's one of the reasons. So, we've got a spectrum of light color. On one end, light is increasingly orange, and we call this tungsten. So incandescent lights, like the airy lights we had in the first day we were doing lighting, right? Like old-fashioned light bulbs. Those are all tungsten lights, and they are orange. On the other end is blue, which is also referred to as daylight. It's one of the reasons why that is a 120D. The D is for daylight. That is a 300D. The day is for daylight. It tells us what kind of color is coming out of these lights. We measure this in degrees Kelvin. Okay? So over towards this end, regular tungsten is going to be somewhere between 3,200 degrees and 3,600 degrees Kelvin. Over going towards this end, daylight is going to be between 5,600 degrees Kelvin and 6,000 degrees Kelvin. All those numbers are telling us the higher the number, the bluer the light, the lower the number, the more orange the light. Here kind of in the middle at 4,000 in kind of a compromise is usual fluorescent depending on how new they are, because lights change colors as they get older too. All right?
Do they get more tungsten?
Yeah, they'll get. I don't know if these change color as they get older, but tungsten lights definitely get more orange as they get older.
Is it because of the power that's going through? It's being less, like, you know how like
It's just wearing out. I mean, it's just not. It's not creating as much light. Remember when we turned the light power on the light down and it got more orange?
Yes.
That's essentially what it is. It's just burning out and not putting out the same amount of light. Keep it simple. Okay. The camera doesn't know. Oh, card didn't read. Oh, gotta close the door. Gotta close the door, Erica. All right. Would you mind moving to your right a little bit, please? Keep going. I'm gonna come this way. Keep going. Oh, that's not good. I forgot to tape it. Too much going on today. Let's see, how are we doing? Yep, you still going?
You only in like the left third.
That's pretty good. Thank you. Okay. You can go just even a little more to your. I'm going to tilt pan with you in a second. Okay. Generally speaking, this camera is essentially a dumb piece of metal and plastic and glass. it doesn't really know what color the light is. It'll try to figure it out. You put it on automatic. Let me get those up on the screen. I'm going to have you slide just a little more to your right. That's what I want right there. Okay. Bring that down for a second until we get going here. What was I just saying? Okay, as we can see, let me bring that up. As we can see down there, AWB, auto white balance, right? So what we're talking about here is color temperature. White balance is telling the camera in any number of different ways what color light we are shooting under. You saw with this film, I put a piece of white board up in front of Trevor. I keep questioning myself on that one. Trevor, and push a button on the camera and it will figure out, oh, that thing is supposed to be, you're telling it that thing is white. So it's going to adjust the camera to turn that thing white. A lot of times we just have to tell it. All right, let's fire that one up, if you will, please. Let's kill the overhead lights. Okay. Why, you mind manning the camera for me today? Can you set that to around F8? Wait a second. No, not yet. That's wrong. Hold on. I'm in the wrong mode. Okay, I gotta change that. I gotta change that. Okay, hold on. So let's, what are we on in terms of percentage? Take it down to 30.
That's 30.
4.5. You will please, Wyatt? There we go. Must be around there. Okay. Now, the auto white balance down there has decided we're at 4,400 degrees Kelvin. We're not. That light is 5,600 degrees Kelvin. Now, some of these lights, there's a 300X. You can change the color temperature of that light. Some of the lights that we have, those aperture amarants, the panel lights, you can change the colors of those lights. What I know, however, is that this light is at 5,600 degrees Kelvin. And if I go in here, trying to do this backwards. Hold on. There we go. Right. Wyatt. I'm changing everything. Hold on. What are you doing? You're breaking it. Why isn't it? Okay, do that. Do that. You do that. And then I should be able. There we go. Okay. I can go in with a K and I can tell it what color this is. So I go over here. We're going to take it up to 5,600. Let's also bring the exposure down just a little bit, like a half a stop maybe. Is that in focus, Wyatt?
No.
Let's focus it up too. Good. Oh yeah, there we go. Wow, that makes a difference. Okay. Where did I put the whiteboards? Behind you. So we're now telling the camera something it needs to know. We're telling the camera that this light is at 5,600 degrees Kelvin, meaning it's blue. And the camera has to make the image a little bit more orange in order to compensate for that blue light. Now, the monitor is going to have some impact on this too, but if I put this board in that light, it's white. Skin tones on Trevor look normal, right? Now, let's tell the camera, let's give it the wrong information. Let's tell it that this is a tungsten light by telling it it's 3,400 degrees Kelvin. The camera is bluing itself up in order to compensate for the orange light, and now instead of white, we're seeing blue. Okay? We've given the camera the wrong information. When I say corrective, what we're trying to do is make white and skin tones look normal, look like white and a skin tone. Okay?
Is this the best way to, if you want your film to look blue, is it better to do it like in post than in camera?
This is one way. So we're going to look at a couple of different ways, right? One way is you can do it here, right? You can also make it orange. We'll look at that in a minute. Another way is, and if you do that, you're changing the entire image, right? Or you can do things to the lights themselves, and then you're only affecting that one light, and other lights might stay the same. So if we keep going down and telling it it's more and more orange, going down to 2,000, we can make it really blue, right? So if we give the camera the wrong information, we're going to get the wrong color. Now again, there might be an aesthetic decision. We're not talking about aesthetics yet. We're just talking about getting the correct whites and skin tones. If we go the other way, so we take it up, you can sit too, you don't have to stand all the time wide if you want to. I'll yell at you. Right? If we take it up past 5,600 and go all the way up,
Would you ever need to get this more?
probably never.
You're almost done.
What do you next for fire?
Yeah. Right. So, I'm telling the camera that the light is extremely blue, 15,000 degrees Kelvin, right? So the camera's going, ooh, blue light, I've got to make it more orange to make it look right. And it's turning it, right? So the first thing you want to do is try to set it correctly. Now you may, we'll look at this in a minute, you may know what color temperature your lights are, and you may not.
So we have light meter.
Hold on, got a
Does
little
it-
trip to go down here.
Does the light meter tell you what temperature the color?
No, there are meters that will, but regular light meters do not. So there are a couple of things. We'll look at this again, although we've looked at it before. I can put a piece of white in the light and fill the frame, and there's a button on the camera I can push, and it will make sure that this looks white. So I'm basically saying this is white, adjust accordingly. Okay? It has to be in the light. It doesn't do any good for it to look like that. It's got to be reflecting the light that you're actually using. Now the other complication here is maybe you got more than one light. So let's pretend for a minute. I'm going to need, we have barn doors up on this? Yeah, I'm going to need the light, I'm going to need some clothespins. Where are all the, I gotta back up to see what's on this stack. Let's pretend that this is a tungsten light. I can do that by going into, now these color correction kits are going to have nothing in them except deeper and deeper oranges and deeper blues, because they are corrective. They're not trying to make it look like euphoria. They're just trying to make white look white, okay? And depending on the color temperature of the light you're using will kind of depend on the thickness. I'm going to say I think we need, not that.
South of the border.
Let's try this. We have a couple of those. So I can take a colored gel. These are designed for professional lights, so they are very resistant to melting. These will even work on the Aries if you put them on the end of the barn door. Don't look at the light, he said. And now you can't see. Now this may not be enough to turn that to full tungsten, but one of the ways we can check is we can go down here and set this to tungsten. Let's go 34. Looks pretty white, right? Still a little on the blue side, isn't it? Let me try one of the deeper ones there, Wyatt. Laying right on top. This is probably full. CTO and CTB. CTO gels are color temperature orange, CTB gels are color temperature blue. Yeah, so you can see that's too much. Let's see if there's anything in there. That's about the same. That one. Let's try. Still too blue. Let's double it.
It's like purple.
We may not have the right level of orange in here, but we can fake it. Ooh, that looks good. Hold on, this might be it. Still really blue. What do I have to do to get it? Yeah, it's a little pink gel. It's too pink. All right. I'm going to try one more, and if not, we're just going to adjust. Yeah, and they also look a little pink when you get them up in front of these blue lights because you're basically creating a sense of pink. So it's blue. Okay.
Are they more set for tungsten and gold?
No, they're actually designed for this or for daylight. Let's see, so if we set this at around 4. Yeah, it's looking pretty white. Okay, so right now we've told the camera that we have that gel on that light and we've changed the color temperature. It looks like it's working at about 4,000. Okay, now let's turn that light on and point it at Trevor. You know, give me, while they're doing that, give me the thick one again. I think I'd rather adjust in the other direction.
You can check it.
Striking?
Okay. All right. Do me a favor. Strike it off just again for a minute. Okay, I think if we're at 3,600, we're pretty close to white. Yeah, a little. Give me that thin one back one more time. I'm going to get this. Oh, it's gonna kills me. Usually these gels are labeled so you can tell exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Ours, of course, are not. Tighten this up a little bit. Didn't focus. Okay, let's see where we are. Now this keeps resetting itself. Damn it. All right. So Wyatt, if you don't mind, I'll let you go back to the camera. Oh, we're not over the, there we go. This one. I hate these. We should be, wow. Let's bring this light up. Where are we at 30?
Yeah.
Let's take it up to 50. Let's take it up to 60. Okay, 2.8. Wow. This is also going to help the color a little bit. See, now we're looking pretty white. So we have changed the color temperature of this light, and we have told the camera to basically adjust itself based on the color temperature of this light. 3600, well within the range of. Now, let's strike this one.
Striking?
All right, I'm going to ask you to bring it down till I tell you to stop. Right there. Go up just a little bit. A little more, right there. Okay. Now these two lights should be essentially equally exposed. But notice how one side is so much bluer than the other. Because we're telling the camera again, adjust your color to compensate for this orange light, which means that blue light is going to be even bluer. So over here, we've got white, and over here, I forget what I'm doing. We've got blue. Okay. So now what do we do? What if we don't? Maybe we like that, right? Maybe we kind of like that color mismatch, right? But sometimes we don't like that, and sometimes, like producers and teachers, don't like that. So what can we do, right?
Choose it like that.
Well, so if I take the gels off that, they're going to match, right? If I put gels on this, they're going to match, right? If I can change the color temperature on the lights, I can just change the color temperature and make them match. But if this is, let's just pretend this is a tungsten light and I cannot change the color temperature of this, then the only way to make these match is to change the color temperature of that. Which would also mean too orange. Like this. Oh, no. You're on the wrong side. There we go. All right. So, one of the things that happens is you're shooting and you're using sunlight coming through a window and a floor lamp with a tungsten bulb in it. Right? You got to do one of two things if you want those to match. You have got to wrap the tungsten lamp somehow in blue gel, or you got to cover the windows. You have big rolls of this stuff in the orange gel. Now, once again, all we're talking about here right now is corrective. If I set the camera now to match that daylight light over there by taking this up to 5600, this light should now look white, and that light should look orange. Right? We can just see it on Trevor's face too, right? Mm-hmm. Or we can also get it like this. Right? So corrective is just all about making the light appear to be white light. Okay? If you want to match, you got two that don't match, you've got to do some kind of adjustment. You can also decide, well, hell, I'm just going to compromise. Around 4,000. And then I'm going to get it's a little blue on one side and a little orange on the other. That's probably what the camera is going to do if I put it into auto white balance. It's going to look at everything and try to kind of balance it out equally. Now, sometimes this color mismatch is an aesthetic choice, right? So, for example, if we get out of the color temperature range, bear with me. I'm going to find one here in a second. Here we go. Right? Now we're making kind of aesthetic choices. Now we're into something, I'll send you some information about, I don't really have time to completely cover it in lab. We're getting into color theory, right? Kill the 300 for me for a second, if you will. That's the 300 over there.
It says 1.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is the 120. I'm sorry, my mistake. Right? So red, we know, is the color we respond the strongest to, right? Maybe because it's the color of blood, right? So it really draws our attention. It really makes kind of a powerful statement. Green can be a little sickly, a little like rot, you know? And we're going to be using some of these colors. That turned more blue than green, didn't it?
That's great.
Green beans.
Okay, good. I couldn't see it too well from here, right? So you've got these aesthetic decisions to do also as well to color the lights. Okay. Questions? All right, let's try something. How are we doing on time? Got
28 minutes.
28 minutes. I thought we got it. When we get out at 12:45?
45 though.
Yeah, so we got 45 minutes. Okay. I would like someone to come over here, man this 120, and get it into Rembrandt lighting position on Trevor. Let's kill that one. Time being.
You just gotta raise it up.
You know, house lights on so they can.
Oh, I got enough light coming in here. Maybe too much.
I wonder if you could like have lines like from this. They need to install blinds on this.
Okay, so you need to be looking at yourself so we can see what we're getting here. Is that Rembrandt lighting? No. So where do you think the light needs to go?
A little further, like back.
Try that if you want. Just slide it. So we're getting less light on this side than before. We're almost a split. So that's not the way to go.
Bring it back a little bit, raise it.
Yeah.
Raising it is going to be the most important thing we have to do. So let's go ahead and tilt it a little bit before we raise it so that it will be angled. Now we need to go up with it. Into the sky. Start at the top.
Was that the right one?
Top joint.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There you go.
Okay, let's lock it in there for a minute. So we definitely still need to go that way. Okay, now we need to go up even more. Well, that's not going anywhere.
Did you type your two
I
down?
did not do that.
Okay. Or just. Now we're going to go as high as we can go with this in this room, and it's still probably not going to be quite high enough. But there is something we can do to change the angle of this light to Trevor without going higher.
Move it.
Yes.
want this to be like cold like this?
No, I do not. And it shouldn't, isn't not enough space? All right, let's hang it up here. Get this here. Here we go. Hang it up this one. That one's not going any higher. So, watch the shadow. Oops. Striking?
All the shit.
I think we may have just lost the battery, so we need the power cable, guys.
This isn't
Or no, wait a second, I think we hit the wrong button. Let me have the overheads for a second.
Did you turn
No, it went onto a different channel. Hold on, this is
like that's how you can. Yeah. Here. No reason to touch here.
There it is. Okay, now we're back. We'll do this in.
Save me.
Okay, we can kill the overheads again. So if you'll notice, the further we go towards Trevor, the more that shadow, I keep the light on it, the more that shadow goes down his cheek.
Yeah.
Right? Now we've got something like Rembrandt light. Okay? Perfect, absolutely. All right. This is going to be our key for what we're getting ready to do. We are going to do a high key setup. High key means that the image is bright, it feels sunny, it feels warm, it feels inviting. All right? So the first thing we're going to do is check our exposure. Let's put it to 4. Okay. Pan it just a little bit. Okay.
Is the temperature right?
Let's see. We should now be at 5,600 there. All right. Good call, Trevor. All right.
So he also has to do with the color temperature?
No, he just noticed that it was still on the wrong. This light's going to be, without any correction, this light's going to be 5,600 no matter what.
I meant what you said about high key being like warm and inviting. I thought it was more about like how harsh
No,
the lighting was.
no, that has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Okay, that's quality. Okay, I want to bring this down a minute because we need to tilt this down a little bit. All right, we are going to now another part of high key lighting. He said as he broke the light. Okay.
This,
is making it feel appealing and kind of attractive. And one of the things that we can do to make this feel a little more appealing and attractive and a little less harsh, I think I've changed. Wow, how did I do that? Did I turn it up?
I think the light just got closer to me.
yeah.
Well, that's true. Duh. Good. That was a test, Trevor. You passed. Let's put it at 5. So the harsh shadows that we're seeing are not necessarily terribly appealing. So I want to get some diffusion on Trevor. And for that, we're going to use the silk. So I want to get this silk on a C-stand between Trevor and the light. Who's doing this? That C-stand won't work until we put one of the arms back on it. It feels really hot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is saying 5.0. Are we at 5.0?
I thought we were.
Let's take it down a little bit. It's just way too. Yeah, let's leave it there.
No.
Let's try that. Okay. So let's make this tighten up. Loosen this first. So this arm, so this arm can then extend out this way. So you slide it through. Oops. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep going out with it. We want to get this flag as far away from the base as we can, so we're not worried about the base being shot. And let's put it perpendicular to the ground, so raise your end up a little bit and then tighten it down. All right, let's bring it over here. Glad you guys are stepping up. Proud of you. All right, so this is going to go, you have to loosen this, it's going to go through those two holes right there. It has to go off to the side to get through those holes. There you go. I think that's the big one. Yeah, these are the smaller ones. Yeah, And let's, before you tighten it, let's swing it out that way. And so loosen that a little bit. Swing it out towards you. No, I just leave it like this, but just out like that. Right, so it's away from the base again. All right, let's tighten that down. All right, now we're going to swing it out here. We want to get it between the light and Trevor. Now, I'm going to set it so we still get some light. We're going to soften his face. Now, here's a big problem. We're getting a shadow on the background. So we want to get that out of here. I can. I'm making the shadow worse. Okay. Now it's in the shot. Oh boy. Let's get way over here. All right. I want to set it so that part of this harder light, this brighter light, is hitting some of Trevor. Okay? I'm also casting kind of a shadow on the background.
What if you put this over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid doing that, but I think that is what it needs.
Could you not just
How
turn
would
this
it angle
flat?
the thing
Like-
with the light?
Yeah, it could, but I also don't want it on the back wall for reasons that are going to become apparent in a minute. So I think Trevor's right. I think if we bring it to the other side. Yes, everybody grab whatever you've got in front of you. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Take the light off the background. Okay. Now we've obviously dimmed the light on Trevor quite a bit. Lock it there. So let's see where we're at now. Two. Now what that's going to do is make Trevor's face properly exposed. Are we in focus too, Wyatt? I'm blind, I can never tell.
Yep.
Okay? So, we're at 5,600. All right. So it might be giving a little bit of an orange. Okay. So we want to keep areas bright. We want them to feel sunny. What we probably don't want, well, let's not worry about background yet. So the next thing with high key would be we'd have a fairly high contrast. right? We don't want dark shadows. We've softened the shadows up now, but we also want to brighten them up. Fire this one up for me. All right, now it's so bright, it's the key. So let's start bringing it down.
I'm at 1%.
Okay, go back up. Let's do this. Let's balance these out a little bit. Okay, Wyatt, let's take the camera to 3.2. All right, let's start taking this light up. Right there. Let's look at that for a second. Not quite enough definition. Let's take it down. About there. That's about a stop. So now, we've got some definition, right? Now, one of the things that's happening with Trevor, and I don't want you to fix it, Trevor, because these are things we have to deal with, right? One of the things that happened with Trevor is his hair is creating these really dark shadows over his eyes, right? And we probably don't want that kind of feeling, which means we want to take this light, bring it over here. Okay. You go ahead, Mike. 2 hands will not hurt. And the other thing we kind of want to do, which we cannot do, take a look at yourself for a second. We really want to bring it down. Let's get one of the light stands out of the 120D kit, which is over there, right?
Yes.
So we're going to take this off the C stand, right? So we're going to need to, yeah. So we need to hold on to this. Somebody will. Okay. We're going to take this off of here for now. Now, somebody who's sitting on their ass ought to be at least setting up this light stand. So we got the first person next to me says, no one ever taught me lighting. I'm going to punch him right.
I don't need like,
Where do you need this set up at?
Over here.
Okay.
we don't use like.
All right, I'm going to take this off. So we need to sweep the C stand out of here. I need it right over here, as low as it goes. So the thing I'm trying to do here is get the light lower so the fill light is also hitting the shadows under Trevor's eyes, right? So let's fire it up. Push it, don't hold it down, just push it once. Okay, now look how much more light we've got in his eyes, right? And we're still 2.0 over here, and 3.2 over here. So about the stop, maybe a stop and a half. Just so we have a sense of it, down here, we're at 7. So we're about 4 stops over down there. But we want that, because we want this sense of sunlight, and of brightness, and of appeal, right?
Why does he look kind of pink? Is that just the TV?
I think it's the TV. Yeah. Can I open your door?
Yeah.
I might put some light in here too. You know this drill. Okay. So we've got a decent ratio of fill to contrast, right? We've been playing around with our intensities. We've dealt with our contrast. We've dealt with our quality. We've dealt with our direction, right? We're going to deal with color probably in a minute. Not there yet. Now, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How would you fix like the harsh line on his shoulder from it being bright on one side and then dim on the other?
I kind of like it being harsh, so I haven't thought about how to fix that. I mean, I think the only way to fix that would be to bring it down. This is already a bit of a softer edge right here. It'd be totally different if the harder edge were down. But one of the things I'm trying to do with this is to suggest sunlight coming in, right? And the more I can get kind of nice soft shadows on Trevor, so Trevor looks attractive and appealing, and hard sort of sunlight, feeling like it's coming into the rest of the environment, to me, the stronger the sense of high key is going to be, right? So, I mean, if I were faced with this, I mean, I think they do make diffusion that like gradiates a little bit. We could take some lighter diffusion maybe and hang it off the bottom. I think you'd still have a pretty solid line there. Okay, but I don't necessarily want, I like this being bright, which is why I didn't put the diffusion over it, but I don't necessarily want it being solid like this. So even though we think of it as being kind of noirish, grab that Venetian. If we keep, it's in there and it's in the room. You see it? Looks like a Venetian blind.
It's on the right.
Oh, there you go. It's a big whiteboard cut to Venetian blind shape. That's it. Now, this is something we would more think about noir and having it really dark. But if we've got this fill over here, and we make sure that the fill is not only hitting Trevor, but also hitting the back wall. Still on Trevor. Yeah. We can, and I'm just going to try it first to see if I even like it. We can, I need to be. Never look at yourself on the camera. That's the. We could, take it off him, do something like this just to break it up a little bit. It still feels like sunshine coming in, I think, right? But at least now it's not solid. So someone who has not been doing anything, get a C-stand over here and put this on it so that we can keep it here. Thank you. All right, so I need this to kind of come out to here. So you loosen it there. Spin it out a little bit. Swing it towards me. You can literally just bring it to me if you want to. You might have to slide forward a little bit here. We want to make sure that's out of the frame, so you probably need to come this way. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to loosen this here. You holding on to it good? Well, I thought I was going to loosen it. Hold on. You guys are too strong for your arm. Let's just go ahead and put this in. Little area here with some teeth that'll hold that very nicely. All right. Let's go ahead and go out just a little bit more, just to give it a little more space. Now tighten this down. And now let's go up with it. Starting here. No, just literally straight up, starting there. See where it goes. Keep going. Right there. Let's lock it down right there. Okay. Very good. Nice work. What are we on right now? Like
about
3.2?
Yeah.
Take it to like 3. Just brighten it up a tad. Okay. All right, that's good. I like that. Okay. Now, we've got John over here sitting in a black hole. So that's not going to work, right, for high key lighting. We want it to feel nice and bright in there. And we're getting ready to bug John a lot because we're going to put a light in there with us. So let's get our last 120D on a light stand and fly it into this room. John, you okay if I do this for a minute? Yeah, do it on you. Okay. We want the sense that the sun is coming from the same direction in that room as it is coming from out here. You're right, though, we have to break down at 12:30 or we won't make it out of here. Okay, we're almost done with this. All right, got the light? Let's also be sure we're hooked up with a power cord, unless there's a battery that's working for it.
This one's not,
It takes 2 batteries.
this one's 96.
Okay, do you have another one? I think, then that,
It's just one.
Yeah, it just takes.
oh, it's just one? I'm sorry, it must be, it takes 2. Okay, see if we can, then, as soon as you connect that to the control box with the 5-pin adapter, not 5 pins.
On the same first.
Yeah, let's bring it in.
Because it's difficult.
Thank you. Somebody didn't tighten something on this one. Not us.
Hold the damn battery.
So we don't need that. The battery's working, we do need
Don't
that.
have to fucking click. What? That's cool.
Need a sandbag in here too, somebody. You can probably land. Well, we're gonna need to connect, we're gonna need to hold on to it, because this light's going way up. Okay, so this, no, this doesn't. This connects to that, and then connects to
MVP.
that. Yeah. Every time I say somebody's name, I'm so proud. You have no idea. You have no idea how much I never can. Richard will tell you, I never remember anybody's name, right? I can never remember anybody's name, right?
You did a good job with mine. Because you remember mine. Because you remember mine.
I'm doing better
I'm
this
just saying.
semester than I
It's
know.
weird.
It's
I'm
probably,
saying.
it's probably onset dementia coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all.
I didn't know if it was just on a second ago or how good I was saying.
Let's get the barn doors and
You see me there, I'm like, I can't see anything. I'm wearing something.
Yeah, it's just big.
One.
That's big. I bring it in. Why do you guys have a
striking. Really nice.
Big as ours usually.
No. So it's a reflecting bowl.
Are you taking COCAM 2 next year?
Hopefully
Next
we have
semester?
it.
No,
Not in there?
You haven't taken it yet, right?
nope,
Oh, wait, yes.
When are you gonna take it?
I don't know.
I want to put this in.
I'm on the multicam track right now, so
Oh, okay.
I do both.
So I'm positioning the light
I saw
back
the
over here in this
one.
corner because if we're trying to give you this sense of sunlight pouring into a space, right? I want it coming from the same side in this room as it's coming in from out here. So let's put that on and then put the barn doors on that, or either way, put the barn doors on that and put that on.
17's multicam one. I looked at my
It's
review.
easy.
Huh?
It's easy.
What do you do?
Literally nothing. You learn how all the equipment in studio is work, and then you make a show, and that's easy. Nerd. You're a nerd.
I looked at my degree
While
works.
we're doing that, I want somebody else to see if we can set up an Amaran panel real quick. We don't need a stand for it. Real quick on batteries.
The thing is, it's like, I looked at my degree work.
Somebody besides Erica would be
I
nice.
have 12
okay?
hours remaining,
Mhm.
and it was like,
Starting to
and I looked
lose
at
my,
my class I need, and I was like,
okay.
oh crap, I haven't taken multicam 1.
It's not a bad one though. It's pretty straightforward.
Is it like SimCam like hours wise, like 2 classes in a lab?
Yeah, like a lab and a lecture, same thing. But then it's kind of nice for 2. They don't even try the separate thing. They just combine it in one like 3-hour block, so you don't have like to wait in between or whatever. It's kind of nice. You just get it over with.
Yeah.
I need to see.
Let's open them wide.
I can't see that.
Oh yeah, he said it doesn't matter.
Now let's take that all the way up to the ceiling.
See if it turns on.
There's a red switch.
It's okay, I can take it.
So you can.
It's okay.
I thought you were just gonna switch.
See, I can take
You were
it.
gonna say, I was
Like blind Trevor.
Stand by the piano. All right, let's
You
strike it.
can do the light now.
Yeah. After being
Okay.
John's in the void.
Huh? Oh, thank you. Is it powered up? Hold on to it. I want to do one last thing with that before we finish up. Okay. Let's
UNC
let's bring the top. If we can, we may have to lower it to this. I think it's top part. So do we have
I grew a white hair just for.
Let's try that and let's take it up.
Like this, just.
Okay. Now, that's very bright and it's very hot. It's too bright and too hot. Are we seeing the light? We can't see the light, right? Do I need to close the door a little bit? All right, can we, we're gonna have to tilt that light down. We're gonna bring it down again. I see. Cool. Actually, just lock it there. Just don't even move it. Just lock it there.
That's funny. That's funny.
Come look at it. Okay. Okay, let's have you step out and or you lay it on the floor for now. We'll leave it where it is right now.
Yeah, it is.
And let's close the door. As you come out, let's close the door just enough to hide the light. Right? Oh, right there. So it's catching open, 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 right there. So we've got some nice reflection on the door. Okay. Now, I want this to be what we call a kicker. So bring it over here. I'm going to let you hand hold it. We call this Hollywooding these days. So let's fire it up. Point it over here at him. Actually, it's good where it is. Now, you see how we've got a kicker on the side of his face, kind of bringing him up? Right? Now, look, I'm not saying this is like, Academy Award cinematography going on here. I'm just trying to make a point. What we're going to do next week is turn this into low-key lighting with almost the exact same setup. So what I want to do before we stop and break everything down is I want to see what every individual light is doing. So let's get somebody on every light and let's kill every light except for the key. Saving. All right, here's what the key is doing. Let's turn on the fill and turn off the key. Here's what the fill light is doing. Let's turn off the fill and turn on the kicker. Here's what the kicker is doing. Let's turn off the kicker and turn off the light, turn on the light in the bay. And there's what the bay light is doing. Let's turn them all back on. Now, the one thing we didn't do is a top light or a back light. I decided to do a kicker instead. If we wanted to do something like that, Chelsea, just hold it up over your head real quick. We could go a little higher with this, get a little sense of something like that. If we wanted to. I think we've got lots of definition between Trevor and the background because of the way it's all lit. So I kind of like it where it was, Chelsea. All right? All right. The only thing I would change right now is this wall here could use a little more light, and I don't think I can pan this over far enough to get light on that without taking it off. Actually, hold on. No, we lost it on Trevor. So hold on one second. I'm going to get this right.
Could you just move the button?
You've got 2 lights.
There we go. All right.
The funny thing is the C-stand is like perfectly made so it would like fall.
Now, we got a little bit of light spill over here, so nothing feels, other than John at this point, and maybe we should, light John up a little bit. Yeah.
On the podium.
I wish I had my little,
Alright then, Amber, you jump in.
Damn.
What do I do with it?
Go over there to see
Go
what
let
Bo
it-
has. First. Oh wait, hold. Wait, I believe no one's asking for permission. That's my fault.
Yeah, Richard.
So fuck up.
I'm like a child, I don't wander into anything.
Me too. Except.
Okay, now the only other thing the one last thing I could do before we break all this down, is I could tell the camera, this light's a little bluer than you think it is. And I could just warm the whole thing up a little bit. Somebody give me one sheet of diffusion real quick. I want to do one more thing and I swear I'm stopping. This is the problem with lighting. It's never done.
No.
Never.
You just gotta get the shots down.
What I would probably do is
That's what I'm
this.
That looks so much better.
That's what I did.
Okay. All right. That's our demonstration for today. Thank you, everybody. Now, next week, we're going to put these lights back exactly where they are. And we're going to turn this into low key. And then in whatever time is left, you guys get to play with anything you want to do. Just move things around and try and play. And
Take a picture.